All right, all right. Welcome back to. This isn't necessarily a full podcast. This is just we're gonna say maybe like just a touch base, something like that, between me and Darnell because we got the big Khabib. And how do you say the other guy's name?
Justin Gaethje?
Yeah, Justin Gaethje. Yeah. So we got the big Khabib and Justin Gaethje fight, and we have the expert here on UFC. So we're
not an expert. I am a guy who likes to watch it.
But you know what I think I am going to do? I think I am going to put in my headphones just so that this audio doesn't smash into my mic. Did that happen to you or no?
No, I'm good.
Good?
Mm-hmm.
It was good? Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't know. You know what? Yeah, just in case. Go ahead.
Say something?
Oh, yeah. That's clear. Woo.
I said headphones.
That's clear. Go ahead, plug yours in. This thing is weird. I hate this thing.
Oh, I don't have that.
Oh, yeah, there we go. It's kind of missing now. Yeah, there we go. A little technical difficulties.
Say something.
Say something.
Oh, shit.
It's jacked up?
Okay, go ahead.
Say something.
Yeah.
It's good?
Yeah.
Yeah, yours is good. Okay, so Darnell, what'd you think of the weigh-in?
I'll tell you what I did notice, and I think I texted you this earlier. Justin Gaethje looks bigger than Khabib. I didn't realize.
Like taller or like bigger?
Both. He looks a little bit taller and he looks a little bit bigger. I didn't realize that because that's one of the things that Khabib has going for him is he's so strong. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I don't know. If he can't muscle Gaethje around, it's going to be a long night.
And see, Omar said that he's still going with Khabib. Obviously, we're both Muslim, but he was saying that these guys in wrestling, they're so used to cutting weight anyway that we shouldn't look too much into this like we do in boxing. Your thoughts?
I'm not concerned about the weight cut. Out of every about either one of those two, like they're professionals, like they're going to show up and fight. You know, that's not going to be an issue. My whole thing is, I just didn't realize. Remember when we first saw Kobe stand next to other
Woodley.
people, and you're like, oh, he's bigger than I realized. That's because for some reason, I mean, Khabib is known for man.
It's freezing.
So much bigger.
You froze. Say that again. You froze.
I froze.
Yeah. No, not. You said start from the Colby.
I said that was something that I noticed when you see Colby Covington stand next to people, how much bigger he is. So with Khabib, because he's used to hearing about him wrestling and manhandling people, he's mauling them. He wrestles with Daniel Cormier to practice, who's a heavyweight. I expected him to be, they're teammates, so they practice. Daniel said, he's real strong. They wrestle to practice. Yeah.
He wrestles Daniel Cormier.
To practice. Yeah, they're part of the same team. Yes.
Is that normal?
Yeah. I mean, when you mess around with different sizes, you get different things from them. If you're a bigger guy wrestling a smaller guy, it helps you work on your speed because they're all over you. If you're a smaller guy wrestling a bigger guy, it helps you work on your power because you have to, be stronger. There's benefits to everything. So you can mix it up, see different looks. And that's what I said. I expected him to be so much bigger because, Daniel Cormier is set on record many times. Khabib is strong, man. He's surprisingly strong. He's one of the strongest dudes to wrestle. And then you see him standing next to Justin Gaethje, and Gaethje's looking like just, you know what I mean? That corn-fed, Midwestern, just looking thick. And I don't know.
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, that thickness. So, I mean, nothing that extreme because that's, not natural. That's not.
No accusations here. No accusations.
Not accusations.
Here.
Not accusations. Water is wet. The sky is up. There's no accusations. It is what it is. I think that's gonna play. If he, you know, I'm not going to let him put me against the fence. So he's already ready for it. I don't know. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. I'm excited for it. I'm not calling it either way. It can go either way.
Really?
I would say what I would like to see happen, honestly, for Gaethje to win, and then for Gaethje to face Conor. I like entertainment. I like to keep it moving. Then Khabib to come back for his rematch against either one of them. You know, but I'd be totally happy too if Khabib won.
Because I text you, I text you about that possibility, about Justin winning and fighting Conor for a mega fight, and Conor able to win his belt back. I think because styles make fights, from my boxing perspective, I see, especially seeing the new pictures of Conor's size, I see that a perfect style for Conor. Like,
as far as an entertaining fight, yes.
I'm saying as far as beatable, like there's 5 guys who Conor can beat right now. I think Justin is one of them.
Possibly, but it depends on what Conor shows up. You know, so young, hungry.
I think
I run this city, or older. I got some problems with the law. I'm rich. I keep stepping out on my wife. Like,
but he's been training his ass, so you don't get that. You don't get his size without putting in the work.
Yeah, you're right. But remember, they can paint any image. You can take a guy who's 130, the right Instagram shot angles, and he looks giant. And then you're like, oh, this guy's tiny. So, like I said, and that's the thing that caught me about Gaethje. When you see them.
You cut out. You said that's the thing that caught me about Gaethje. Finish that sentence.
Yeah. Same thing that caught me about Adesanya. That caught Brendan Schaub. It's like when you see them standing in person, you're like, oh, this person's much bigger or smaller than I thought.
I see perfect, like perfect fairy tale scenario. I see Conor McGregor licking his chops if Justin Gaethje wins, because he doesn't fear Justin.
Of course.
He doesn't. You know what I mean? You know, when you have that fear for somebody like he has for Khabib, he doesn't have that for Justin. So I see him mentally like,
of course,
I'm going to go I'm going to get my shit back, then I'm going to retire.
And I mean, if Justin was smart, if he wins this, that would be the money fight too. And they were already saying if Khabib wins, the fight would be to try to get him with George St. Pierre for the old era versus the new era, maybe a catchweight 160. I mean, I'd watch it.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
So let's talk about the co-main.
Okay, because I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing about nothing.
So Cannonier versus Whitaker. And the winner of this, Adesanya.
Oh, this is the fight that Izzy was talking about.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
I'll pay attention. I'll pay attention.
I mean, he's a great guy. He was a good champ. I like his style. I mean, he had a couple of tough losses, but they weren't losses to scrubs. You know, it's like the baddest of the bad. You know, Adesanya beat him. He had wars with Romero. So
okay.
Cannonier, I've been watching him. He's unique to me. I don't know how this is going to go because Cannonier was a heavyweight. Then he dropped down to light heavyweight. Now he's down at middleweight. Reckon. Yeah. He's an oddball. He does like weird things. He's like wears like blindfolds to train like neurological reaction time speeds.
Is he undefeated?
I'm not sure or not. I don't know.
What's his nationality?
I don't know. Some type of melanated. He's black. I mean, I don't know. Right. I mean, he's black American. He's not African.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, from what I saw, I watched a couple of his old fights, and it's It's not the most crisp technique, you know what I mean? It's the classic
Yeah.
UFC punch. But here's the thing. When he connects, I felt it through my laptop. Like at first I was like, damn. And then the announcers are like, he's hitting him. So like he really can generate some power, especially because he used to be such a big boy. It's just like ba-doom. So I don't know. If he clips
But
Whitaker.
we know you froze. Oh, okay.
You froze.
Oh, okay. See, we know that type of style versus Izzy is.
Well, either one of them, they have to get through each other before Israel. And here's the thing. If Robert Whitaker wins, I don't see him beating Israel Adesanya. If Jared Cannonier wins, I don't see him beating Israel Adesanya. But, you got to respect Adesanya. He wants to clinch. And that's what I said. That's what I'd like to see Khabib do. Make sure. Yeah. I freeze again?
No, I'm at my next question is, did you see John Jones lately on Instagram?
A little bit.
Did you see this motherfucker running up them goddamn hills with that dog?
Yes, I did.
Today I became scared for Adesanya.
I don't know.
Like I told you, we've never seen John use his full potential.
Yeah, and remember what I was saying about somebody who's on you like that? Like if he can get in the right state of mind, it's a problem. It is a problem.
I'm going to go out and say it. John Jones wrecks and reigns at heavyweight.
Yeah.
If he maintains this dedication and training, there's nobody, because the technique is fucking there. That's it. It's just been mental and physical, like bullshitting and mentally being messed up. His maturity level seems like it's there. His work ethic is crazy, and he's building his strength. And like you said, his brother's in the NFL, and he's a top fighter. How do you build on top of strength? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to think of who in the heavyweights
nobody
would really give him a problem, and I don't see too many. The only thing with the heavyweights is one punch can totally change a night, but I don't see it. He picked the right time.
What you looking for? Are you Charger? He picked the right time to go to heavyweight?
Definitely.
Love it. Why do you say that?
Because he's done all you can do at light heavyweight. He had a pretty his appeal at light heavyweight isn't the way it used to be because there's no competition. You know what I mean? Like when the Yankees were just destroying everybody, it kind of wasn't as interesting. It's good if you're in New York, but it's not as interesting because you're like, they were going to win. Like once they had the other teams to challenge, it was him a bigger challenge because he kind of ran through everybody at light heavyweight, even though the last couple of fights are but he ran through everybody. A good opponent, you know what I mean? I'm all about the entertainment. It's telling me my connection's unstable. You're unstable.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I guess timing is everything. Yeah, I'm trying to think, right? I'm really trying to think, but I think what I don't want to assume is that he waited for the division to get weak.
I don't think he did that.
Yeah.
I don't think he did that. I think it's just all the stars aligned and it's like, I might as well, especially because, he's aging, not to say he's old, but your weight changes.
Yep.
So I said.
Yeah. Yeah. It's probably more comfortable staying at what did they get to fight at?
Anything above 205 is heavyweight.
You know what's crazy? Not to touch on boxing, but the WBC just made a new weight class for their belt. Yeah, it's 205 to 224.
Okay, so that makes 48 weight classes? Yeah.
It's only the WBC sanctioning body. Mind you, this is the same people who came out with the super champion and the franchise, just to let everybody put some context there. Now they have a new weight class that you could fight for their belt.
Yeah. All right. So 49 weight classes.
It's the dumbest. It just made me think when you said 205, I was like, oh yeah, they're trying to implement that now because they're saying that the men now genetically in boxing are just too big. I mean, there's some truth to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They come in all shapes and sizes.
But I'm just saying, if you think of the last reign of heavyweight champions, no one's been shorter than 6'7". You see what I'm saying? Vitaly and Vladimir Klitschko reigned. The shortest guy was Lennox Lewis, and he was 6'4". Then he quit. Then it became Vladimir at 6'7" for his reign, and then he fought Tyson Fury, who's 6'9". You have Anthony Joshua, who's 6'7", and you have the he's really an anomaly because he fights around 217, max of 220, but he's 6'7" in Deontay Wilder. So technically,
how tall are you?
6'4". Yeah, they make me look like a baby.
Yeah, you're tall as shit to me. So I can't imagine.
And see, Ali was 6'4", and he was big for his day. Him and Foreman, they were big.
I wouldn't even want to hang out with nobody 6'7". I'd be like, get your big ass out of here. What are you doing?
You see what I'm saying?
Go take something off the shelf. Get something out of the tree. Get out of here. What are you doing?
You see what I'm saying? So this is the new wave, and so from that perspective, I can understand it, but you just have a history of chasing money from fighters. You see what I'm saying? So if it was somebody else, or if it was collectively like, hey, these guys are just too big, that would make sense. But like I said, when you have an anomaly like a Deontay Wilder who had all knockouts at 217, is the weight really an issue, or is it the physical size of the human?
That's what I was saying also about John Jones going up to heavyweight, because they're so big. Just sometimes a glancing blow can totally change the course of a night. So that's why heavyweights are interesting.
But see, okay, so when you taught me that these smaller guys are wrestling bigger guys, what does somebody like John Jones do? Who's already a big guy, so
he wrestles bigger and smaller. Like I've seen videos of him practicing with Holly Holm. Like I said, it's a different, like you get different looks.
Yeah, but he's not. That doesn't count. We're talking about like serious training.
He probably does bigger and smaller guys. Like I said, you'd be surprised. Somebody could be shorter, and so they're able to get down under you better. They're able to get to your legs better. You got to bend over because you're big goofy ass. Like, it teaches different things.
Okay.
Just like with boxing, shorter guys can get in and work that body, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Because I'm just trying to, I don't see, we saw competition I think personally, John Jones is going to perform better at heavyweight than he ever did in his light heavyweight career.
Okay, what's going on? Does he owe you money? Do you owe him money?
Listen, the reason why I think that, right?
I'm just kidding. John Jones, but he's on my nerves lately. You can't keep, it's too much coonery. Like, I don't like it.
To his German Shepherd?
Like that hiding on.
The hiding what?
So he's going back and forth with Israel Adesanya. You didn't see that when Israel baited him and basically got what he'd been. There was a rumor about him hiding to not get drug tested under the octagon from years ago.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they came to test him, and he apparently was going to come dirty or something like that. I'm just paraphrasing. So he hid under the octagon for like 8 hours until they left. that's always been a rumor floating around, but nobody could prove it. So then when he was going back and forth with Israel, Israel was like, I only went under the octagon to take a nap. That's how dedicated I am to training. Unlike you hid for roids or whatever. And he's like, no, I hid because I smoked and I didn't want to fail for that. It wasn't for roids and this. And like everybody's like, wait a minute, you just admitted that you hid? Like you've been denying it for all these years. Like it's too much nonsense with him.
Darnell.
Yeah.
I've taken roids.
Yeah.
What John Jones, okay, it would, in Manny Pacquiao, our John Jones in boxing is Manny Pacquiao, right?
I'm not against roids. I think every athlete.
No, you should be against roids. No. You should be against roids. It should
just be a joint roid league. It should be a roid league, a roid division.
You should be against roids, right? Because you play football, you play basketball, you don't play boxing. Or MMA, you don't play, right? You know what I mean? We've seen, your life is literally luckily you guys haven't had anybody die, but in boxing, there's people always die. I mean, Zab Judah almost died last year or the year before.
That's what I said.
That guy was on roids. No, that guy was on roids who almost killed Zab Judah.
They need a roid league where all things are equal. It's called like a roid division.
It's called the NFL.
Yes. Roids and remnants of slavery. I understand.
But my point is that roids are not whatever. When it applies to John Jones.
Who's that ugly bitch behind you?
Darnell Stevens. When it applies to John Jones, he didn't run through 8 weight classes like Manny Pacquiao. You see what I'm saying? He stayed where he was. But the reason why I said John Jones has a better career at heavyweight than he does at light heavyweight is because, and you can attest to this, the competition at heavyweight has never in the history of the UFC matched the competition at the other weight divisions. Unlike in boxing, we know like heavyweight is always reigned. You got good heavyweights, the sport is lifted. But in the UFC, it's always been hit or miss. The other guys, Anderson Silva, GSP, Khabib, Conor, you had a couple guys like Rampage, I guess, or the 3-fight win streak for Brock Lesnar. But outside of that, if you
Rampage was light heavyweight.
See, there you go. See, that's what I'm saying. If you think about the UFC, it's never had the top echelon.
No, there was only I think a 1-year period where I remember going, the heavyweights are all right. And I don't even remember. It was
Cain Velasquez.
I think it was in Cain's era. There was like a year period where heavyweights were on point.
You had Alistair Overeem. That was that was in and out.
Yeah, roids.
You had Cormier. That was in and out. You don't have it. It's never, the division has never had it. Now you have a real fighter, and you notice, because you just told me that other guy's Black American. They're going to change the fucking rules.
Let's play a little. I'll say a fighter.
Hold on.
And you say the first thing that comes to your.
Okay. Go.
Daniel Cormier. Coon.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not. I might see these people. I'm going to the Lopez fight live.
I'm just kidding. I used to hate Daniel Cormier for dancing with chicken on TV, but I'm over it.
Listen, I'm only here to comment.
He's a hardworking individual.
To me, what they do outside the ring or outside the octagon is none of my business. I'm only here to comment on them inside. Because I may one day see them. And if I ever get to do anything with them, I want to judge it evenly. Of course, I have my own personal opinions, but that's who the fuck am I? I can't whoop you.
Carl Adams.
I can't. No, I did call Mike Tyson a bitch.
You definitely did. I was just about to bring that up. I'm pretty sure.
That's because that's like John Jones fucking calling Conor McGregor out. Like, stop, bro. Like, stop. Like, Conor can fight, but stop. Like, what the fuck are you? That's like, no. That's like him calling Anderson Silva out. Because Anderson Silva's old and hasn't fought in dumb long. Oh, Anderson Silva, you're a bitch. Da, 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 I'm going to fight you. It's going to be
I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't like Israel Adesanya fighting Anderson Silva.
Yeah,
He's too old.
Well, Silva wanted that fight. Hello?
Wanted to fight in the last movie.
Silva wanted that fight, number one. And number two, Silva hasn't been put to sleep 5 or 6 times.
Drago.
Silva hasn't been put to sleep 5 or 6 times.
It doesn't matter. You can't let old men fight.
You can if you're not getting knocked.
You put him in the old league or let him do roids. So win-win.
If you put Silva in, what's the other league?
The old man league?
No, motherfucker.
Roid league. The Roid league.
Oh, my Lord.
Watch this.
Bellator. If you put Silva in Bellator, he's champion.
Maybe. Not now. He's pretty old. Remember that leg? It shattered like
that was years ago.
Chopsticks.
Hasn't shattered since.
Yeah, but he's losing more and more bone mass. Like he's getting older. And Bellator's getting some pretty good guys. Is it still Gabriel Masasi? I don't think so. Well, he should have been fighting for the championship of UFC, but they kept moving around and not letting him, even though he was number one. So he left and went to Bellator. So I'm like, not anymore. Like, some of them are pretty good. Michael Chandler's coming over from Bellator.
That name don't even make sense. That name don't even Michael Chandler. That's not even. We all know Chandler from Friends. You got to go, buddy. Sorry.
He does have a very pretty face too.
Oh, but listen. So your official pick for the fight is who?
This is what I was.
Because you got to pick. I get to pick for this.
This is what I was driving.
Oh, I mean the tank fight.
I pick a lot, but okay.
Go ahead. You got to pick.
Let's see. But I have like this superpower where I'm always wrong when I say. If I don't say anything, it's fine. I just keep it in my head. But if I put it out there, I'm guaranteed to be wrong. But here's what I'm going to call.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Jerry Cannonier versus Robert Whittaker. Robert Whittaker.
That's the black dude?
No. Robert Whittaker is the Australian.
Really?
Yeah.
Send me some YouTube. Send me some YouTube so I can watch it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Robert Whittaker's got a little black in him. His hair's a little bit too.
They do though in Australia, right?
He's a little bit too like smooth with it. He's like bad down. Remember like John B from the '90s, where you're like, "What's up with you?" Like, yeah. For Khabib versus Gaethje. All right. Whew.
So Whittaker, that guy.
This is hard.
Darnell.
Drum roll.
You can't grow hair right here to connect this because you got the RCS chin strap like when you first start growing hair. Just grow a fucking beard. Dog. You can't grow a beard?
I try to keep it down
because of what?
I wear a mask so much for work. I try to keep it down. I don't.
So do I, but you gotta. You're fucking 40. Grow a fucking man beard. What the hell are you?
Maybe you're just more of a man than me. I'm a boy. I'm a boy.
I got titties. I'm not. Oh, okay.
I mean, you are Muslim. You're a Muslim. That's why you got to do that. I'm good old Baptist. We don't got to do all that.
Oh my God. Okay.
All we got to do is show up on Sundays and hoot and hollers and give a yes, Lord.
I'm not condoning that. I'm
not either. That's why I'm making fun of it. Either way.
Okay.
Episode 2 of Darnell Digresses. Okay.
Yo, yes.
Versus Gaethje.
Hold on. This is beautiful. Did it freeze? This is beautiful. You want to know why, guys? This is beautiful? Because this is a rare moment when we have to question whether or not Khabib is going to win. So go ahead.
Mm-hmm. I want to say, fuck. It's so hard.
I know.
It's so hard.
And I don't even watch, but when I saw that from watching so much boxing, I was like, Yo, this might be that fight.
Okay. Deep down inside, I feel like Khabib's going to win. Okay? But it would make me happier if Gaethje won. So I'm going to go with Gaethje. It would make he's a nice dude. I really like him. Khabib's a great guy too. But like I like Justin Gaethje. He's like, hey, knock me out or I'm knocking you out. I like him. He's a good guy.
I don't.
If he loses, don't blame me for jinxing it.
If who loses?
Gaethje.
No, I mean Darnell, and I told Omar this. Something's in the air with this fight.
Mm-hmm.
And remember,
It's COVID.
No. You're so fucking dumb. I seen. Okay. Oh, damn! I can't remember. But I won some money on a UFC fight a few years ago. A kid with tattoos, bunch of tattoos all on his neck. He was always rah, 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 and he got smoked.
Cody Garbrandt?
Huh?
You talking about Cody Garbrandt?
It might be. Who'd he fight?
TJ Dillashaw?
Yes! Yeah! Damn! Yeah, that's why I fuck with you. That's why the same thing with boxing. Who's damn, yes! That fight. And I said, yo, hold on, which one is like the regular guy? Because the one was coming up. He was like him and Conor was right there. And then he lost and Conor took off.
TJ and Conor used to have a thing back and forth. Conor be like, yeah, fucking snake. Yeah, snake. Yeah.
That's the one with the TJ.
Cody's the one that has the neck thing, who was like, he doesn't like TJ. And he's like, Conor's right. You are a fucking snake.
But see, but TJ had them hands.
Yes.
And I saw 11 seconds of that motherfucker. I said, oh no, y'all tripping. And I bet Jared. So if you're watching Jared, you lost money to me on that fight because that's from watching so much, you can just tell. Like prime example, when you and I saw the Nigerian dude with Teddy Atlas. Mm-hmm. Right? You
Francis Ngannou.
Yes, you always call like those UFC punches, those wide shots that they throw versus something short inside. So when I seen this kid, I said, and I contacted you. I said, Darnell, this might be the guy that can do it, and you saw it as well.
Yeah, because TJ was a former champ, and that's what I said. I'm like, he was gonna do it. And I like TJ.
Now you're telling me about weight. I'm like,
TJ just popped dirty though.
No, not TJ. I'm talking about Justin.
Oh, TJ's out for roids though. The guy you won that money off of. He's out for EPO.
I'm gonna say this, and people are gonna be upset, but I'm gonna say it. The reason why boxing may have 1,000 weight classes, right? But the reason why the weight classes, every weight class in boxing, if it's welterweight, in boxing, it's a lower weight, right? If it's lightweight, if it's light heavyweight, the boxing weight is lower. Mm-hmm. One word that boxers have that UFC fighters have never had: efficiency. You have.
I like that when you lean into the mic. It's very Neil deGrasse Tyson.
What's the welterweight limit of the UFC?
170.
What's the welterweight limit of boxing?
I don't fucking know.
147 pounds.
Yeah, I knew it was something 140 something.
You are extremely efficient. That means that every UFC fighter, if they were to transition into boxing and up their dedication, up their diet, up everything to drop down to a boxing weight, they'd be even more effective. Even more effective. If you reverse it and you take a Canelo, who's a middleweight 160, and say, hey, you can go fight at welterweight in the UFC. Oh, really? I can get up to 175? His dedication then drops. His diet then drops. His exercise then drops because he gets to weigh more. That's the reason.
I don't know about.
I'm telling you.
Depends.
And the reason why is boxers start at 8 and go through the amateur career. UFC fighters start at Target, unloading trucks, and then they start at Home Depot, and then they go off to the military, and then they come back, and then they get into a fight at the local bar, they get smoked, and then they decide I'm sorry. Hold on, you froze. You said that's what?
I said if you take the traditional route, yes, it involves trucks, it involves fights at a bar. Yes. But that's because boxing's older. Because as MMA gets older and older, there are starting kids now early. They started training jiu-jitsu, wrestling, and then they move them into working on their hands. Like it's new. It's new.
It's not that.
Remember, it's only been big since what, 90s, early 90s?
But we've seen transition. John Jones is our age, right? So the only thing that these kids do, that these fighters do, is they are able to compete in wrestling, which is really combat. It's just no physical face combat, right? So, and even there, they're able to do your weight. But in any other, not genre, but what's it called? In any other practice?
Discipline,
thank you. In any other discipline, you're not having to weigh yourself, right? Or can you correct me? Like if you're in Brazilian jiu-jitsu and you grow up in the school and whatever.
But you're gonna go against different weights.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you can be a Daniel Cormier and be like, fuck it. I don't ever have to train like this to get efficient. As long as I just train in my discipline, I'll get better. I'll be rewarded with belts. And I mean,
you're biased. You're biased.
No.
You're biased.
Listen.
You're biased.
You're
so biased.
Listen, there's bias, and then I've been to these amateur shows, right?
See, but also you're conflating UFC with mixed martial arts. And that's why I said, like, that's a big problem. That's why you get a lot of these, like you said, people unloading trucks and now they want to be mixed martial artists. Arts used to be, you practice one style, whether it is karate, boxing, jiu-jitsu, whatever. Then you learn another style, and then you mix them. So there are people that started at a young age, and that's what happens with the greats. Like somebody like Lyoto Machida, somebody like Anderson Silva, Muay Thai, mastered it basically, then mastered it. George St. Pierre was karate, mastered it, then mastered wrestling and boxing. Like, so now you have this hybrid, just MMA, learns a little bit of everything. But true MMA is supposed to be mixing martial arts.
And again, you are right. What I'm going after is specifically the UFC.
Hold on. Could you just call my dad and tell him that I'm right about something? That was pretty good. I like that.
Listen, you've been having dad problems. You probably still.
No, we're good. No, we're good. I just talked to him today. He gave me a slap, and
I bet he did.
No, he's old now.
Yeah, okay. But no, and again, guys, I enjoy it, right? We're having this podcast we're having this episode about the UFC because I enjoy combat sports. I just have always had an issue with the efficiency of these fighters. And especially with the PD use and stuff like that. Not that it doesn't happen in boxing, because it totally does. It totally definitely happens in boxing, especially in the 90s and 80s. That's well known. That's well documented. But like I said, you have to, it's just, it's not a culture like it is with like fighters like a Tank Davis or like a lot of these other fighters, even like a Chavez. Like these guys come from nothing, whereas it seems the culture in the UFC, and you see who they vote for, it's like, I'm privileged, I have an opportunity to do this. And I'll give a prime example, our Brandon Schaub, who's a great man, but he's an athlete, right? He's an athlete who had an opportunity to go and fight and just do it, versus almost every boxer. Like, look at fucking Pacquiao. He had to sell cigarettes to like survive. You know what I mean? Like there's story after story after story after story after story of tremendous fighters who like just came from nothing. And when I see, and this is the argument that I have with Omar all the time, I'm like,
but I mean, if you look at like a Brazilian mixed martial artist, privileged and had a chance to do it, like Amanda Nunes was fighting off rapes in the favelas of Brazil, which is why she got so good and got into it. Like that, like there are people around the world that struggle into fighting.
true.
But there are I'm not gonna lie, in mixed martial arts there are a lot of Luke Rockholds, the pretty boy models who are like, this is what I'm doing.
That's fine. You got Oscar De La Hoyas. Cool. You got Oscar De La Hoyas that are pretty boys. That's not my. That freeze. No, okay. That's not my discussion. What I'm saying is that it's not the culture of the UFC, right?
I think you're an elitist and you're biased. I think you enjoy mixed martial arts, but you are a classic boxing purist. And you're like, no matter what, we're a little bit better. We struggle more. Our technique is better. Like you're an elitist. Listen, and that's fine.
No,
that's fine.
I'm an elitist.
Yes,
I'm an elitist.
Yes,
but
you are.
This is the reason why I see the sport changing and looking more like us, because we have a tendency, right, when allowed to do something, to set the fucking bar. Izzy, John Jones, think about it.
Well, let's meet in the middle.
We was not a heavyweight.
Let's meet. We should watch a glory event and do like a companion to it or something.
That's the real. What I'm saying is,
I've been watching Glory.
That shit is real. This watered down shit that we got over here. I'm sorry. Stop comparing it to real shit. Like we know boxing is real, right? That's official. That's right. And that pride shit where this motherfucking Izzy came from. That's glory. That real, glory, whatever, pride, glory, all that shit like that.
Pride's gone.
Okay, but you know what I mean. That's that real deal. You better have a fucking jaw, right? You can't wrestle your whole life and not have a fucking jaw and become champion. It's not gonna fucking happen. That's
straight
that
kickboxing.
Straight. That's what you see what I'm saying? That's that real shit. That's the reason why motherfucking wrestling ain't on TV. That shit is fucking boring. Except for the Olympics.
Easy.
It's fucking boring.
Don't stir up the wrestling fans.
I'm gonna slap this fucking mic
it's
like
real
Denzel
to me, damn it.
It's real. No. You get your ass busted in these streets fucking when one of these white boys think you can fight. They will pick your ass up and bust you on your fucking head. It's real. No. It's a real fucking art form. You have to know it if you're gonna be in the UFC. That's guaranteed. That's the reason why a lot of fighters be losing. Rampage Jackson was one of them. Rampage Jackson would have been great if he had some more wrestling, but he didn't. That's why Rashad Evans. Yeah, straight out of content. Got my shit in the back.
Okay.
You know, we make everything right over there. Yeah, we make it. I'm gonna send you something. So you can match. But yeah, that's where my complaint comes in. That's where my frustration comes into play. But like I said, I'm seeing what the administration of the UFC is doing, but I'm seeing the people in the UFC fucking change. So when they all predominantly start to look like you and I, what the fuck are they gonna do? Because we're not gonna stand for it. You already see them mad already from the pay. The top paid fighter, $3 million? Are you kidding me?
Who got that?
They said Connor's top pay was $3 million. Him and Ronda was like at $3 million was like the top they've been paid in the UFC. Yeah, you can Google it. Like top paid fighters like $3 million.
It was more than that.
Fuck no. The UFC, like we did the numbers, they're like billionaires. Like they make, but no, fuck no. $3 million. Get the fuck out of here.
That's why Connor was smart. He started putting coals and other fires right away. He was like liquor, this, that, suits, boxing. His
liquor brand is in the ring. He's part of the promotion of the big.
Did you try it?
No, I'm just saying he's part of it.
All right.
His brand is part of it. He's smart. He got with Floyd, and everywhere there's a Floyd Mayweather promotion, you'll see the proper 12 whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
I said, yo, he's smart. Floyd pulled him aside. Even though they don't fuck with each other, he was like, because it's Floyd Mayweather promotion that's putting on the Tank Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz fight. And the last fight, the other pay-per-view fight that just happened with the Charlo brothers, right there, big ass thing, right there in the square in the middle of the ring with the camera looking down.
Let me just sidetrack you real quick.
Go ahead.
I was watching Tank Davis hit the bag. Man. Boy, oh.
UFC fighters can't do that.
Oh, boy. I was watching him hit the bag, and he has a head like a helmet, son.
He's tiny. He's on like 5'5".
I know, but his head is like helmet shaped. Man. Like, woo.
Don't
He's the regular champ, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what I was saying when he was hitting the bag. I was like, regular champ.
His Twitch fibers are very unique. He's very genetically good. He's the closest thing to Floyd that we got right now. But watch Leo Santa Cruz, who I've seen fight live. This will be my second time seeing him fight. He has that classic Mexican style with his long shots. They throw everything. But for some reason it works. But he has, like, and I always tell people, never street fight a Mexican because they don't stop. They have the best wind.
Wepa!
They have the best wind in history. I don't get it. I've never seen, they don't get fucking tired. Ever. And they can take millions of punches.
Yeah.
You better choke them out or something. But yeah, that's another thing. The UFC doesn't have Mexican fighters.
There's some. But it's not like boxing.
We know who we know, and I mean, go ahead. I'll fucking say it. Look who they only promote. John Jones and Izzy are extreme, like, talent, like ability, whooping ass wise, got crazy records. Look who they promote. Ronda Rousey. In order to have a mega fight, you got to bring Brock Lesnar's bitch ass back. Come on. You see where I'm going with this? You see where I'm going? No. It's fucking bullshit.
I couldn't possibly see.
Then you got this
in America.
You got this motherfucker with the dude, and you fucking from fucking Cuba. I said, you bitch motherfucker. I can't wait. And then you got the dude. This dude, oh boy, ain't even talking. What's the dude from that beat Masvidal and Colby?
Oh, Kamaru Usman?
Yeah, he don't even talk.
I mean, he does a little. He's a dork when he talks, but I like.
That's what I'm saying. Like, come on. Like, how the fuck is this guy doing more? You gotta have a like this shit. Like, somebody gotta call that. Bob Arum used to call that shit out all the time. Say that shit is a bunch of fucking skinheads. It's the fucking truth when you look at the demographics of the people who buy their fights. No. I mean, I'm sure some skinheads do. It's just. They damn sure ain't watching boxing. I know that. They don't see nobody except for Tyson Fury. And he's a fucking gypsy, so they don't count. Ricky Hatton is fat in the UK drinking beer somewhere. Who else you got? Nobody. Just saying. There's an agenda. That's all I'm saying. Well, there's an agenda, and they shit on black fighters. The UFC shits on black fighters. I said it again. The UFC shits on black fighters. I fucking said it. There we go. That's true. That's the fucking truth. I just named 3. Izzy, John Jones, Kasim Usman. Come on, man. Kamaru Usman. Come on.
Kamaru. I'm not going to say they shit. Well, the UFC is a reflection of America. That's all it is.
I'm going to end it on that. That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
They'll get you some money, but they'd be like, kind of keep your mouth shut, boy, and do what I say. Hey, it is what it is. Great talking to you.
Yep.
I look forward to tomorrow.
Yeah.
So you want to watch and then do a show out?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I know we're not Joe Rogan, so we can't do fight companions and sync.
I
up
don't
with
want
the
to
people
watch it
at
with
home.
the. No, we can, but you have to turn the audio off, and I don't want to watch the fight without audio.
Yeah, no,
You
we
know.
like to make noise. All right, so I'm excited. Thank you, everyone. Stand by. We got some new shows coming. It's exciting. You get to
Thank you,
see more of
cuz.
my ugly face, hear my outdated, misogynistic, racist views.
Oh my God. Hey man, I appreciate it. Can't wait to. I'm gonna go ahead and upload this. I need to put the other I appreciate you sharing too, by the way.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you so much. Please, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, we appreciate it. I got to put the other 2 episodes on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. But as you see, we're trying to make it better. So we're not as dark as we was last time. We got mics and headphones, stuff like that. So, yeah, man. Till tomorrow. Peace.
Peace.